Well, a very good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning on our sunrise safari. We do apologize. We've got a little bit of issues with our comms with the directors this morning, but we are going to make it work because the main thing is I want to be out here, same as Lauren. We want to be out here on Djuma and to see if we can find some amazing things around here at Djuma Private Game Reserve in the world-renowned Sabi Sands, South Africa. Good morning, everybody. My name is Cedric, and behind the camera with me, we've got Johan on Rusty. All right, so I'm at Gowrie Dam at the moment, and yes, I did hear that there was some apparently leopards mating in the vicinity, so that would be very interesting. There was some audio on the dam cam, but we are going to follow up on that very soon. But joining us on this morning's drive on Wendy, of course, we've got Lauren and Owen. Up there in Madikwe, we've got Andrew and Muscles Paul. And down in the Eastern Cape, Amakala, Tess and Morgan. As you can see, it is a live and interactive show, so if you've got any comments or questions, even a beautiful suggestion or two, and you're watching on the WildEarth app or website, please make sure you do register so you can send those things through. But for now, I'm sitting at Gowrie Dam. I am listening out. I just want to see if we're going to see any or hear any calling of these leopards, because Karen did send me how can I say, a little clip from Dam Cam, and it sounded like there was a leopard that was dismounting there. And it so yes, I'm going to look around. I'm not too sure exactly which direction. Very difficult to tell. As you know, the Dam Cam's mic is very sensitive. So to really say how far, it is going to be quite a mission. But it's fine. We shall look around in the area and see if we can locate those leopardos. But for now, I think I'm just going to have a couple of silence here just to listen and see if we can pick up on that, on those leopards. Oh, there's a big bird of prey coming down there, Johan. Is it? Oh, it's a big bird of prey that's coming down there. I want to see what it is. Oh, it's African harrier hawk right on top there, on top of that dead tree. An African harrier hawk. That is so beautiful. Look at that, with a grey body with the black tail feathers, and it's difficult to say. Unfortunately, the light is still a little bit bad, and a yellow face. Yeah. I think maybe, yeah, okay, let's just keep very still so the vehicle does not move. But you'll find these birds of prey, they will move from dead tree to dead tree looking for any little squirrels or baby birds. And then of course they'll put those long legs inside of those holes to try and grab them out. Oh, he's going to do a business. And I just love them so much. You can see looking in those little holes now, just taking a look if you can pick out anything from that dead tree. You'll see now, he'll most probably move, there it moves now. He'll move from dead tree, and you see, look, it even goes upside down, so it's zygodactyl, typical, got two toes in front, two toes in the back end, and they can actually go upside down. Maya Zotters, good morning, Cedric and Johan. Good morning to you too. Very good morning, yes. Oh, what a beautiful morning it is here at Djuma. Having an African harrier hawk so early in the morning, wonderful. And the sun is going to be coming out this morning. I think we're going to have an amazing sunrise. Just hoping we can hear those leopards again. It would be Interesting. Now, which leopards? I don't know. That's another thing. Very difficult to tell. Well, it's very difficult to tell if you don't see them. But yeah, I guess only if we do find the leopards or leopards, then we would know what's happening there. Yes, it is Lalumba's territory. But you must also remember, I've seen it many a time, females will go out of their territory, completely out of their territory, to follow a male in his territory, and sometimes she'll go into other females' territory, but she'll just follow him because she wants to copulate with him. But anyway, while we are going to sit around here and listen out, let's go and see what the weather is like today.
Very exciting stuff this morning, Cedric. I hope you come right with those mating leopards. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Nice, bright and early in South Africa, here in Madikwe Game Reserve. Good morning, everybody. My name is Andrew, and that's Paul behind the camera. Thanks again for joining us. And we're starting off with a beautiful sunrise, but we're going to be looking for lions this morning. I can hear them roaring. Awesome stuff. Let's take a look at this beautiful area of sunrise. The sun hasn't risen yet, but that's definitely the area where it will rise. And what we are seeing is quite different this morning. It looks almost like a very fine, low-lying mist out there, almost like water in a way. Definitely reminds me of the Eastern Cape when, in Amakhala Game Reserve, when that basin fills up with mist and fog. Yeah, almost looks like water. And this almost looks like water as well. So just by looking, if that is the mist, just by looking out there, we can actually see the low-lying areas there. Because, of course, that heavy moisturous air is going to go into those low-lying areas over there. So the drainage lines between the hills and so on. Now, we actually heard some lions roaring quite close to where we're staying, but yeah, that's a sort of a signal dead zone that we call. But we did hear some lions roaring up in the north over here. So we're going to just go around there and check about. But good thing, some of the guides are getting ready to start up this morning, and they will be helping us looking for those lions. So hopefully all pans out. Some Natal spurfowl calling in the distance. I can just hear that lion again roaring in the south. It's definitely one of the Mahiwa males. You must hear the male's roar compared to the female's roar. The male's roar is incredibly pronounced and deep. You can hear it's a man making that sound. Okay, I must just apologize for the lens. It might be a bit foggy. Yeah, we've got a funny air this morning. A little bit of moisturous air. But no worries, Paul's got a makeup bag. We call it a makeup bag. Well, he does. Inside there he's got all of his solutions and cloths and brushes and blowers. What else, Paul?
Insulation tape.
Insulation tape.
Lens tissue.
Lens tissue.
Lens liquid.
Anna-Marie, good morning to you. Good morning. Thank you for your greeting. It's lovely to have you with us this morning. We're excited to see what the bush has to offer us this morning. Yeah. We've been really fortunate the last few days. We had the cheetah female with cubs. Beautiful. Oh, man, that was one of the sights to behold for me, especially in Mpo, and many of you. Definitely the best view we had of her yet. It was incredible. So, yeah, there's always something happening out there in the bush. Oh, what's that sound, Mpo? It was a hippo, I think. Yeah, definitely a hippo. Maybe there's something at Twassa Waterhole. Yeah, we can actually check there before we head north. Twassa Waterhole is actually quite a nice little secretive sort of little spot. Every now and then we see a hippo there. We've seen lions there in the past. We haven't seen personally, but after the day that we saw the wild dogs, they eventually went to that very waterhole I'm talking about now. So a lot of hidden gems to be found out there. We're going to send you to Lauren quickly. She's got something. Okay, never mind. You're back with me. All good, all good. So, yeah, the Twasa Waterhole, also myself and Paul, we came across a drag mark there. And as soon as any naturalist or guide finds a drag mark, you suddenly become incredibly excited. Not because an animal's been killed or anything like that, because there's something happening and the animal could be nearby. And a drag mark definitely signifies probably leopard, because mainly, lions, they eat at the scene of the crime, so to speak. Leopard, they're a little bit different. They have a lot of kills stolen from them, so they need to be secretive about their kills. And so they drag them under bushes and they drag them to the trees sometimes. And because of that, you get these pronounced drag marks on the ground. We found one. We followed it. Leopard tracks on top of the drag mark. Followed, kept our eyes very peeled. Followed, looked around, followed. Then eventually we came across a sign where hyena had snatched the kill from the leopard. And then the hyena ran away. Very interesting, yeah. And that happened at that waterhole I'm talking about. Can you hear those Natal spurfowl? They sort of just picked up and started calling and flying at the same time. So maybe, who knows, maybe that Mahiwa male is on his way up this way. Okay, we're going to quick link Lauren again. Here we go.
Cedric, do you copy?
Stand by. Lauren.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hail to thee, blithe spirit, bird thou never wert, that from heaven or near it pourest thy full heart in profuse strains of unpremeditated art. Higher still and higher from the earth thou springest, like a cloud of fire, the blue deep thou wingest, and singing still dost soar, and soaring ever singest.
Now we haven't moved too far and we actually found a zebra looking super alert at the moment. Now they're actually waiting for the sun here, but what's happened is that the zebra has heard the lions roaring, and what is happening is there's lions roaring behind the zebra to the distance, so that's north, and there's a lion roaring sort of where the zebra is pointing, so that is south. So both sides of the zebra are lions roaring at the moment. So the zebra is feeling a little bit nervous. It's going to wait for the sun at this nice open spot and is keeping the eyes and ears open. Oh, shame. It's almost like the zebra is looking straight towards the sunrise. Sometimes I guess they do that. I don't think they are looking at the beauty of the sunrise. Maybe they are, who knows? We are not inside the heads of animals. We don't know what they are thinking 100%. Or perhaps they are watching the sun because they know once the sun starts to rise, they're going to start getting warm. I don't know. We can all chip in on that thought if you'd like. Love to hear your thoughts on it. Thanks, Picasso. Good morning to you. Ah, it's beautiful landscape up here. Yeah, this road that we take from where we are staying, going north, and then obviously when you go back eventually, we come from the north and we go south on this road. So opposite way. It's such a beautiful road. It really is. And you eventually, towards the end of the road where we sort of come to the camp. Okay. So we're going to send you over to Lauren again, but you'll be back with me soon.
Good morning, everyone. Absolute chaos here outside our camp. We have about 6 hyenas, maybe 7. Aggression, tails up, dominance, giggling. And of course you can see we're right outside camp. I'll say a quick hello. I'm Lauren. Owen's on camera, but quickly back over to them before we lose them. We've already... there's Swaz. I can see Swaz. We've already lost quite a lot of time with them. But what a morning. It's been a long time since I've woken up, gone on to quarantine and had the Juma clan. This is fascinating. And again, it happens in our camp. No, don't go into our camp, guys. I can't properly follow you there. Haven't heard noises like that in a long time. Beverly Jean, you're saying hyenas. Yay! Absolutely. They just walked right up to the car and in chaos, it just went off. When hyenas all vocalize together like this, it can get really crazy. I wonder if something else is going on here, or is it all internal? Let me just go a wee bit closer on. We're having a few technical issues this morning, so it's been tricky, but I'm so glad we went live and I'm actually able to show you what is happening.
Water. Every cell that makes up the wonders of our natural history needs this life-sustaining molecule. Sometimes in tiny amounts, sometimes in torrents. Our blue planet, flush with biological wonders, would be a desolate, lifeless place without miraculous H2O.
All right, so we must apologize to you that we did lose Lauren there for a second, but we adapt again and yeah, we recover. So here we are back in Madikwe. We're watching these, there's 2 zebras, one you can't see, but hey, myself and Mpho, we get the feeling something is going on in the bush here. Something isn't quite right here. These zebras are incredibly alert, incredibly. We know that they've heard lions, but just the way they are staring in one direction, something is going on here. I don't know if the lions are in here walking around. There could even be a leopard walking around in here. Maybe a leopard is starting to, you know, flush because lions are roaring. We don't know what's going on here. So one zebra that you can't see has begun to feed again and is just continuing now. But this zebra with the oxpecker on its buttocks, not so much. What's nice is this zebra's got these little mini CCTV cameras all over its body. Because if these oxpeckers see the lions and they feel threatened enough that they need to fly away, then the zebra is going to realize something is also not right. Little CCTV cameras. But aren't they beautiful animals? Look at the zebra, how his mane is all erected, giving it that perfect horse-like shape of the head, or zebra-like shape, however you want to see it. Look at that oxpecker just running all over the body, almost using the zebra's body as a cricket pitch or something. They run all over the body. That must tickle. I'm a very ticklish person. That would drive me absolutely bonkers. Look at that oxpecker right inside the ear. Cleaning out the ear of all the ticks, combing them off. Okay, it seems like the area has calmed down for now. I don't hear the lions roaring anymore. Not to say that they won't roar again. Maybe they're just having a break. Sorry, it's just a vehicle just passing there. Andrew the video guy, morning. Yeah, this zebra is definitely alert. This zebra is a survivor. Yeah, just getting annoyed with those oxpeckers. Gently walking through the grass there. Let's just see what the zebra is going to do. If he's going to graze. Okay, looks like a little bit of feeding there. Okay, so it looks like the area has calmed down, whatever it is or was. I think it's lost their alertness now. You can just hear the red-billed oxpeckers. They're very talkative. You often hear this shrilling sound. This sorry, I didn't manage to make that vibration sound. It's quite a cool sound that they make. You can hear that from a very, very far distance away. It's always an eerie feeling when you're on foot and you hear those oxpeckers and you know that you've got, quite fresh buffalo tracks around, and you think that you might just bump into a buffalo. It's always an eerie feeling for even a professional trails guide, someone who's got hundreds of hours of experience. Quite intense, I must say. Yeah, oxpecker holding on nicely. Catching a ride, little bush uber. And off the zebra goes. Oh, where is the second one? It seems the second one has grazed off, gone a little bit further off into the bush, but yeah, we might just catch the sunrise over here. Shules from New Zealand. You never miss a drive. That's really cool to know. Yeah, always get that fear of missing out. I don't know if they use that term in your country. Yeah, the abbreviation is FOMO. I only learned this about 3 years ago when a guest came to me and he said, no, he suffers from a case of FOMO. So I thought, what is this? I've never heard of this before. So he goes, no, it's just fear of missing out. And that was pretty cool. Fear of missing out. That's a thing, if you don't go on safari, you will miss out. There's definitely something that is going to be out and about, always. Just you've got to have enough skills to locate or find, and most of the time, be lucky. I've often said this, and you can ask all the naturalists as well, that when it comes to safari and, finding animals, yes, there is skill involved, but there's a lot more luck involved. Sometimes you're just at the right place at the right time. Oh, the grey lories are all waking up. Yo, there's lots of them in the far distance calling. This might sound strange, but it's one of the birds that I'm really looking forward to spending my days with. It's actually a grey go-away bird. In the Eastern Cape, they have the Nyasna Tarako, and they are pretty, and sure, I will miss them. But it's been so many years, and you know, grey go-away bird is a grey bird that makes this go-away sound, square sound, and people become used to them. But when you don't see them for so many years, or you've spent a long time absence, and then you start seeing and hearing them again, it's great. They really are a typical bushveld bird.
Can we put this side?
Okay, we're just going to reposition. Seems like the sun is beginning to rise, so we're going to just reposition. Okay, Mpho, should we take this road and then see if it's open enough?
Yeah.
Okay, but we're going to go nice and slowly so we don't lose too much signal. Ah, there it is. Spectacular.
Sure.
Okay, we're going to stick around, show you the sunrise, but in the meantime, we're going to send you to Lauren.
We are having technical difficulties today, which is very frustrating for me, but we're doing our best, and this is just madness. This is what I've been dreaming of. People dream of cars and money. I dream of hyenas. This is a gang. Michael, you kindly messaged me. Swazi Hard, Indabele, Mbilo, Navella, and Kaikau. Not Navella, sorry, Indabele's cup, my bad. Indabele has a really bad injury on her back left leg. I've noticed that. This is a gang here. Okay, they're moving. Let's try and keep up with them, OD. Tails are up. I don't know what is going on. And here's me planning on going to the Dane. No need to go to the Dane because you're all in our camp. Heart's acting very dominant, I can tell you that much. I've not seen Heart in so long. Hello, Hearticus. Look at Heart's tail. You see that? It's been up the whole morning. Swaz and Indabele are what we do term brown nosing. It's not a very nice term, but it is actually the official term, and that is where they suck up to one another. And Indabele and Swaz are very much doing this right now with Heart. Look at Heart's tail, hasn't gone down. And those kind of noises that I heard this morning are the kind of noises we heard in camp one night. So I'm very suspicious. Trying not to speculate, let's just try and see what's going on. But that tail, you see it? It's a bit of a giveaway. Elaine! That's my mom's name. Good morning, Lauren. Watching from my hometown in Edinburgh. Oh, and you love watching. Thank you so much, Elaine. And you've got a great name. But this is what I've been waiting for. Oh, look at this tail. Yo, everybody's tail's up. Is Heart next in line? She's always been high ranked. I don't know. I don't know if anything's happening here, or are they just hunting? Are they just doing what hyenas do? Juicy third. What a spotted way to start the day. Absolutely. They're all about to walk past the car. Oh my goodness. Hello, heart.
Once, they dominated the earth. Now, they are frequently despised, persecuted, and hounded. Reptiles and amphibians play a hugely important role in our planet's ecology. They represent an evolutionary memory. A reminder of our own fragility. That the Anthropocene is surely a blink of evolutionary time. They may no longer dominate, but reptiles and amphibians remain a crucial and fascinating cog in the Earth's biological systems.
And there it is. The sun is rising nicely, and we've had already we've had a safari truck with guests go past us, and they actually stopped also just to take a moment just to enjoy that beautiful sunrise. Absolutely spectacular. Just with the colors at the moment, I'm not sure if you're seeing those colors, but yeah, with the features of the hills or mountains, with the flat land and the mist that seems to be rising actually. Very nice. Very, very nice. Now we can hear the baboons calling like clockwork. It's like they wake up calling. There's definitely something happening up there. It's probably a leopard.
Not everyone gets excited to hear a leopard chuff, spot a pangolin, or see a real impala rut. But if you are wild about the wild, you can become part of a community of like-minded nature lovers and share authentic wildlife experiences with the world. Join the Explorers Club and you will also enjoy the many benefits that come with it too. WildEarth Explorers, it's in your nature.
Yeah, so as we've sat here for quite some time, which is always nice, we always mention that even just sitting here watching the sunrise, we are information gathering. So we're picking up sounds and we are understanding what's going on around us. And so far we can say that the lions haven't roared in about 30 minutes now, 45 minutes. So it's back to looking for their other signs, which is going to be their footprints. But yeah, I believe some of the guides are already in that area looking around. We might just get them this morning. Looking forward to spending some time with some elephants this morning. And yeah, we must definitely head to the west. I think maybe this afternoon. If not this afternoon, then tomorrow afternoon. We'll head off to Clodam to the west. Go see all those elephants one last time. And just enjoy it. Yeah, that sun is rising rapidly now. It's getting to a good point now. So any minute now, we're going to start seeing sun on the grass, and then the animals hopefully will be out in the sun to be seen.
Good morning everybody. Welcome to the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. We're live on safari this morning, taking in the beautiful views of Amakhala Game Reserve, an absolutely gorgeous spot to be and to start our morning. My name is Tess, behind the camera is Morgan. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Let us know what you're looking for, because we've got some pretty big goals for the day. We're in the central part of the reserve already. We've travelled quite far. And we're observing some of the scenery where we know in that direction there might be an aardwolf. We've had some immense luck in the last 3 weeks with an aardwolf in this area, and he seems to like it. He seems to like those hills. There's a lot of really nice big termite mounds, and so what we're going to be going straight over there and looking for an aardwolf. Pretty big plan. We've had luck with him, so we're hoping that it's going to continue. The sun has yet risen light. As soon as we do, you're going to see a change in the colours. But they see how green it is, how lush this part of the Eastern Cape is, and how lucky we are to be on safari here. Also, I apologise. I believe there is some break up in my sound. I am so sorry. One of the challenges of being out in the bush is sometimes things don't always go our way, but that's part of the magic of being here, isn't it? Got to make it count. Hopefully an aardwolf makes up for it. Try and get as lucky as we can with an aardwolf this morning. We got really lucky yesterday afternoon. We had the 3 male cheetahs after a few days of searching. We finally got them. They were just relaxing. They were having a good time. Also, excuse myself, it's cold. But it's a perfect morning for an aardwolf. Dark Mane Lover, good morning. Thank you for the warm greeting as usual. Always here to start our day on a bright note. Thank you very much. Oh, hello bird. Bye-bye bird. Okay, so looking over towards that area, you can see it looks quite open. There are a lot of termite mounds, but there's a lot of small shrubs, so there's great opportunity for an aardwolf to hide. And I don't know if you remember, but last week we had an absolutely brilliant lion sighting where we saw a lioness trying to hunt some warthogs. That was on that same hill that we're looking at now. So this is a pretty popular area for predators as well. But we're going to head up to where you can see those streaks coming across the mountain, old remnants of the agricultural side of Amakhala, slowly being taken over again. There's lions calling. It's actually not that far. Oh, we might have to change our plan a bit. Or do both. See, Morgan's really confident that we're going to find an aardwolf this morning. And a lion. Not a bad plan. Okay, so that sounded like it was coming from the basin, that beautiful big open area at the foot of all of the mountains. So we might head over there fairly soon as well. And I think we'll just go over the mountain that you can see now, and then take a left to turn towards the basin and see what we find there. It could be fun. Maybe the lions are on their way back up to this area to do some more hunting. That would be good. Up in that section of the reserve that you can see as well is that nesting pair of secretary birds over that mountain. And whatever other birds are around, they normally like to be in that area. But also the meerkats. The meerkats are that way too. Darcy Miller, you think aardvark and ostrich would make your day. Okay. Aardvark is a bit of a tall order, but we can try for ostrich. No, in all seriousness, if we're going to find aardvark or aardwolf, this is a very good area. The hillsides are dotted with termite mounds. It is absolutely brilliant in this area. So let's hope that we find them. The particular aardwolf that sticks around here is actually quite relaxed. We've had some really nice long sightings of it. So I'm hoping maybe it's not feeling shy today. I also like to look for some flowers today, if I'm honest. We're in quite a thick area at the moment where we are looking out towards the open clearings. It's quite different immediately surrounding me. We're in more of the Nama Karoo mixed with a little bit of fynbos biome where I'm sitting. So if you have a look at all the little shrubbies that are around me here, it's quite a thick area. So this is actually probably better for aardvark and the open clearings on the other side for aardwolf. All these beautiful little shrubs that you can see in all the light grey-green colours. This is actually better for flowers. The other side is better for open grassland. So we'll see if we can find you some flowers along the way. On the plus side, everything we showed you yesterday morning was frozen. We did get down below zero overnight, but it's not as bad now. Oldie but a goodie. I'm sure that they will be looking to introduce another female cheetah. However, I don't know when, I don't know where she will come from. That has not been decided yet, I don't think. But if they do decide to introduce one, we will let you know. They probably will, considering the fact that she was brought in for a reason. We're trying to increase the genetic diversity of cheetahs on the reserve, but at the same time that falls part of a much bigger project of saving the cheetah in general. And so I'm sure there will be another female introduced at some point. I just don't know when. It would be exciting, though, to have the three amigos with a female cheetah. I'm picturing the three of them changing their habits again, just like they did when the other female cheetah was introduced, moving all the way across the reserve to totally new areas. They actually came through here where we're sitting now. They came right through this area, went over the hills that we were looking at for the aardwolf, and went straight up to the other side of Amakala. So as far as you can see in the distance, over that back mountain, there's actually 3 mountains between us and there, you just can't see them very well. They went over that back mountain and down to the right, compared to where they were yesterday on the far western side. They went far southeast. Interesting, isn't it, how they knew immediately that there was a cheetah that had been introduced. A female for the boys. There are quite a few birds calling, everything from Egyptian geese to boo-boos. A robin somewhere. I can hear something running. Sounds like zebra hooves. That very hardcore hooves to the ground. That's from a heavy animal. I wonder. The sun is also starting to rise now, so we should get some golden light fairly soon. But I think what we're going to have to do is maybe head over towards the opposite hill, see if we can find that aardwolf, and then take a sharp left, see if we can find the lions. Okay, so Nadine, the lovely director this morning from Johannesburg, she's asking me about lions. If they would run, would we be able to hear it like we would hear a zebra's hooves slapping the ground and that heavy movement? Yes, we would be able to hear a lion running if it was running without trying to be quiet. So if it's just playing, for example, you can hear them running, you can hear the impact of them hitting each other, hitting the ground. But if they're stalking up to something and then running, you actually don't hear it as much, Nadine. So they're a lot quieter when they're stalking. A lot quieter. This is actually a really good area that we're in now for the lions to be stalking, by the way. In case you wanted something lucky, Nadine. If the lions come this way, let's hope that they come all the way this way and that they start hunting, because there's a lot of zebras that like to hang around this area. Not great for the zebras, but great for the lions, you know? I wonder if I could move us a little bit forward for the sunrise. Eddie in the USA, before I actually move for the sunrise, that's a really cool question because I can see termite mounds just behind those leaves in the distance. Have a look at all the termite mounds on that hill. So that's why we're looking for aardvark and aardwolf here. But anyway, that's kind of like answering how long is a piece of string. It depends on the piece of string. Termite mounds here in the Eastern Cape don't get very big, but it literally can be as small as what looks like a little mole digging, right the way up to, I suppose, maybe my chest height, so 1.5 meters, a little bit more. But again, I mean, they could be bigger than that. It just depends on each individual termite mound. All of those that you can see, those are all different shapes and sizes. The only thing that's common across the board, or the same across the board, is that they've got a fairly similar color because the soil type is the same, and that the shape is kind of dome-shaped, so it's rounded. But it can literally be as big as the termites want it to be. However, here in comparison to the Sabi Sand Nature Reserve, for example, where Lauren and Cedric are in Djuma, or even in Madikwe, where Andrew is, if we're looking at those termite mounds, those can get a lot bigger than the ones here. So we've got majority harvested termites. The termite mounds are considered fairly small, even though they might be huge. They might be big enough for Morgan and I both to sit on and have space on the sides. The termite mounds there, I mean, there was an elephant standing on a termite mound yesterday. So they're much, much bigger. They're a few meters high, a few meters wide. Here, you'd probably find they'd be closer to 1 meter, 1.5 meters tall, maybe 1.5 meters wide. A lot smaller. But again, you know, how long is a piece of string? It really depends on the piece of string. Okay, we're going to have to go forward. So we want to try and show you the sunrise. I'm going to try and roll forward. Would that help? Close enough?
Gonna spin backwards.
Okay, I'll have to start out. Let's do it. How's that? DF, it's always good to have the birds singing. It really does make quite an impact. Oh, look at the smoke from Wiglet. That's how you know you're driving a really good old car. We love Wiglet. Ah, okay. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit skew because we're on a bit of a slope at the moment and we actually can't get the camera to be any straighter. So I'll see if we can move you a little bit back and then hopefully we can make it a little bit more straight as we see the sunrise.
Did you know that the WildEarth team makes weekly behind the safari content? Would you like to get to know the WildEarth family better? See how we live.
This is Igor's bedroom.
Learn about our production process. And see the antics that happen off camera. Sign up to be an explorer and you will get access to all this content and more.
Come on, lions, please start calling again. So the first call kind of sounded like the male. The second call sounded more like a female. Shorter calls, a little bit further away as well. I wonder if the male's on a patrol and he's a little closer to us. But that call was coming from pretty much where the sunrise is now. So that's east of us, that's straight towards the basin. But it's quiet again now. Okay, well, if we hear them start calling again, then at least we can stop and figure out the sense of direction. I think our plan will remain slightly unchanged for now, so we're still going to go look for the Aardwolf. We're going to go over towards the mountains. From there, we'll swing back towards the basin, but I think we'll stop right at the top and have a look down, because that might give us a better zoomed-out view that allows us to be able to spot things from a distance in case the lion is actually moving, because it almost sounded like he was. And it doesn't sound like he's that far away. So, fingers crossed.
Okay, we found some impala. Of course we did. And there's quite a few of them here, not nearly the size of some of the groups I've seen out here. And I mean this, out of all the game reserves I've ever worked in my life, some of the biggest ram impalas I've seen in terms of the horns, I've seen here at Madikwe. Very surprising how big they are. And then also the numbers. One family group, or one breeding herd rather, harem if you will, we saw over 200 together. Can you imagine? There were impalas literally everywhere. Everywhere we looked was impalas. They really are great antelopes. And they, yeah, you know, impalas, you know, for any safari guide out there and, you know, naturalists, impalas are always there to fall back on. So if you're driving through the bush and, for example, Nadine, she needs to come to us for whatever reason, and we don't see any animals, we just drive, you know, a few roads and quick enough we'll find some impalas. And they are on a mission this morning. Seems like they're shifting. They want to maybe get into the sun over here, but it is a new day, of course, and they're going to need some water. And there's a pan somewhere around here. It's not too far from here. It's a little bit of a hidden pan. They're going to go and drink there, I'm sure. They found some wild dogs this morning in the far western part of the reserve, so we won't be able to go there, unfortunately. It's just far too far. But it sounds like they are moving east, so they're coming this way. Maybe this afternoon we're going to get lucky with wild dogs. Keep your fingers crossed on that. But always nice just to give you an update, just to let you know that on this specific day, on Sunrise Safari, someone saw wild dogs. As they're moving through the bush, you don't really hear them. You would imagine that there would be more scuffling sounds, but you don't hear it. They walk very sure-footed or sure-hoofed. So they walk in such a way that they avoid breaking too much of the surface of the land. And the way they do this, and they're doing it now, is it's a very simple way of doing it, and it's called registering the hoof. What happens is the front hoof goes down on the ground and their back hoof goes in more or less the same place. And in some instances, directly in that track. It's believed to help them save energy because they're breaking less surfaces, using just that minute less energy, and then making less noise because they've already broken the surface with the front hoof and compacted the soil a bit, and the hoof and the back foot goes in the same place. That surface has been broken already, so maybe less noise as well. That's called the register of the hoof. So any of you that have got deers in your country or antelopes in your country, have a look when they're walking. Have a look carefully. You see it's actually very neat. Front hoof goes down, back hoof in the same place. Sammy, you're age 15. Thank you for that question. And yes, the rams have got horns. The ewes, I call them ewes, or ewes, yeah. they don't have horns. That's the female. They don't have horns. But I know in the bushveld sometimes it can be a little bit confusing because some of the antelopes out in the bushveld, the females do have horns. So it's all got to do with habitat. Habitat is a big defining point whether females will produce horns. And I think of it this way. For animals that are living in, more denser environments that have been known to go into denser environments like kudu, bushbuck, inyala, indika, sometimes even impala, generally speaking, it's just the males that'll have horns. The females won't, because it's not going to be very comfortable for everybody to have horns while walking through a bushy area with lots of branches. But now the animals that like the open areas, the open environments like springbuck and all sorts of other animals, then you find that it's male and female usually have horns. Springbuck, red hartebeest, blue wildebeest, black wildebeest. Because they're vulnerable in these open environments. They need to defend their young. They need to defend themselves as well. That's a very good question though. Beautiful this landscape, isn't it? This road going straight to the west, to those hills over there. It is so beautiful out there. And once you get to the west and you're driving east, there's a spectacular view to be seen. And that's sort of towards the Leopard Rock area. That's sort of where you see those mountains there, those hills. There's an area called Leopard Rock. We spoke about it yesterday. Just brilliant. Lovely view. Now, folks, don't forget that this is live and interactive at all times. So anytime you feel like sending a question or a comment or a suggestion or a story, you are able to do so. And what you do is you just go into the website and register yourselves, and then automatically you're in. And that's it. You can just send us requests, and we can also keep our eyes and ears open for certain animals that you're hoping to see. The bush is warming up very nicely now, and we're enjoying. It's nice. No scarf needed this morning, but the gloves are on, and both myself and Paul most definitely have got a nice flask over here that we're going to enjoy our sips of hot chocolate. I think we're going to go west from here, actually. I think Chukudu Dam. I don't know, I just get a feeling something cool is going to happen at Chukudu Dam this morning. So let's go off there. I know I said we're going to have a look at Twasa Waterhole. And one of the other guides just recently checked the waterhole. It's quiet there. So yeah, we're going to go to the west. All right, so let's head off to Cedric. Let's get an update from his side, see what's going on.
All right, so we are at Twin Dams. I did get an update on tracks of a female leopard coming from Treehouse Dam. I'm sure for coming into this direction, very, very fresh tracks. And so I'm actually just sitting back here because I know sometimes if she's moving from Treehouse Dam coming east, she would be heading straight towards this dam itself. Now I'm just keeping a close eye here. As you can see, beautiful reflection off the dam at the moment. Not a breath of wind, so it looks like a mirror. A nice reflection of the trees around the dam area. Wow, what a start there for Lauren, having all those hyenas around. Well, I don't think so. That's I'm trying to put one and one together here, because I heard Lauren saying she had a lot of hyenas, and I heard Lauren saying she's got the hyenas. So I don't know. I just heard one and one there, so I'll putting one and one together. So I'm thinking that there has been quite a bit of activity around the camp area. Hopefully she did not. Hopefully the hyenas did not steal my flip-flops. Maybe they're fighting over my flip-flop. You never know. Yeah, it's just gonna sit here. Honey Girl 2023, aloha from Hawaii. You're all the way from Hawaii. Fantastic. That is I think I'd love to go and bodyboard there in Hawaii. It would be fantastic. I think I'll take old Byron. I know Byron loves bodyboarding. So maybe we'll make a plan one day and we'll go and do some bodyboarding in Hawaii. So yes, but thank you so much for joining us on our sunrise safari. So I'm just going to stay stationary. Unfortunately, as I say once again, our comms is not working this morning, so we just have to do, I'll be very mindful of our signal areas. So that's why I'm sitting at Twin Dams. Oh, there's a starling that's busy bathing right at the other side. If you can see to the end there, Johan. You see the bird that's busy. I think it's a starling that's having a nice early morning bath. Oh no, it's gone. There's still one there, but the one that was bathing is gone. There's still another one or two Birchall starlings around there now. Early morning choruses. You hear the Egyptian geese as well in the background, as always. As a DF, I always make you laugh. Well, I'm very happy that I can make you laugh. I think laughter is a fantastic medicine for the soul. I believe in laughter. Some days if I'm feeling down and out, I'll always watch some comedy, some stand-up comedy. I love stand-up comedy. So yes, that always makes my day. Or I just listen to Owen. Oh, we got a nice lilac-breasted roller that just caught something, an insect. I don't know, can we try and go back, Jan? Must I try and... No. Okay, let me just go back a little bit. Let me just quickly reverse. Sorry, there was just a lilac-breasted roller that just caught a insector. You're good then, alright. What did it catch then? It looks like a... My binoculars is out. It's beating it to death now, softening up. Oh, a dragonfly, is it? No, what is it? A scorpion. Oh, there it goes. How quick was that? That was amazing. It looked like a scorpion to me right at the end, eh? Difficult to tell. Well, that's lilac-breasted roller. Definitely enjoyed that meal. Good old breakfast. Wow. That looked like a really strange thing that was in the beak there. But I'm sure it was a scorpion. All right. I think we might go back towards Treehouse Dam side. Just go take a look again there. Just help the guys. I know there's one or two other vehicles in the area. And let me see if we can give them a hand. And I know I'll have some signal there as well, so we might just move very shortly. Where's the lilac-breasted roller now? You got it there. There we go. And you can see all fluffed up, so keeping nice and warm for the early morning, but it's nice and warm already this morning, so I think that's why the birds are quite active for now. It has been a beautiful start to the morning. Alright, what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to, from here, I'm going to head slowly amble back towards Treehouse Dam and try and follow up that side. While I do that, let's head over to Tess in Amakhala.
Thank you, Sid. Let's hope that all of us decide to come out this morning. It would be nice. So far, we have come up onto the top of the mountain we were showing you earlier, looking for the aardwolf, and I also mentioned the meerkats. This is, in fact, the meerkat burrow. We are here, but there is nobody home. And in fact, I haven't seen anybody here in a while. I'm wondering if they haven't moved. I'm wondering. They definitely could have. They like to move burrows every now and then when they feel it's necessary. But also it's possible we just haven't been here at the right time. But you're probably asking a very obvious question. How do I know that this is a meerkat burrow? Well, one, we've seen meerkats popping out of it, which is definitely helpful. Not today, but in the past. But the other thing that we look for is you can see that there's a few open bare patches in the grass. Those are little tunnels and entrances that go down into the burrow. But also, do you see this very big mound of sand right in the front? That is the main entrance. So that shows us that animals have been digging here, and that's all the sand that's been hollowed out of the tunnels underneath. And just behind that is an entrance down into the burrow. So we're looking for a network of burrows or entrances that all come out in a very particular area close together. And then we wait and see if there's meerkat tracks or any other signs of them. No luck today. But that's all right. It is a very, very, very cool it's a very cool thing to be looking at. It's very different. Now, anywhere between 20 and 100 entrances and exits or tunnels into and out of the main burrow system would be the most common range for a meerkat burrow. So if we see them in one spot, they often disappear and come out somewhere completely different. There was one burrow network that was found towards the Kalahari, I believe, that had well over 100 tunnels or entrances and exits. So you can imagine if something happens, it's kind of like playing a game of whack-a-meerkat, because you see them somewhere and then they disappear and they pop up somewhere else. What did you spot, Morgan? A secretary bird nest. Oh. Are they there?
Yeah.
Hey, far away. There you go, and Morgan has spotted the secretary birds, slowly waking up for the morning. Looks like a little bit of grooming happening. I wonder if secretary birds would eat a meerkat. What do you think, Morgan? They could catch it, maybe.
Yeah.
They are the biggest raptor. Or the tallest, anyway. Nadine also thinks they'd be able to. Okay. I mean, it's an interesting one because meerkats are actually quite aggressive. They take on snakes and all sorts of things, but I don't really think... Hey?
I think a secretary bird would just stomp it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think they can really predict an air attack. If something's coming from above and stamping down on them, if they don't have a tunnel network to enter into, I wonder what the meerkats could actually do about that. Probably not a lot. Interesting. I've never seen a secretary bird with even a mongoose or anything like that, but again, we don't really get to spend that much time with hunting secretary birds. It's quite a rarity. What I have seen is lots of snakes with secretary birds. Ironically, their diet is actually a lot more diverse than that. But most people think they specialize in snakes. They do to a degree, but in the overall part of their diet, snakes actually don't form the majority. There's a lot of rodents and other reptiles and everything else that fits in between as well. Oh, I hear baboons barking. I think they've spotted the lions. That would be good. So it's going to be a little bit of a different morning on this side while we are looking for aardwolves and meerkats. While admiring secretary birds and listening to lions, it's definitely a different morning. The magic of the bush. You will hear the Game Drive radio is on in the back. I do have to keep it on because we want to be able to chat to everybody, but at the same time, they have actually spotted the lions and they're not too far away from us, so we're going to try and find ourselves a spot in there sometime soon. It's not all of the lions, but it's the ones that we heard calling and they're not that far away. So we're also going to swing past there. They beat us to it. They beat us to it. Can you see the other secretary bird, Morgan? I can only see one.
No, they're both there.
Oh, they're both there. Oh, my eyes are just terrible. That's good. It's a good thing I'm going to the optometrist next week.
It's one tail facing us, one tail facing away.
Dark mane lover, so happy that you are enjoying the secretary birds. We also really enjoy spending time with them. They are such a rarity. Such a rarity. I can see now, Morgan, the one tail facing away and the one tail facing us. They're doing different things. They're doing a bit of mirroring again. These two really seem to be very closely bonded. A lot of mirroring actions happening. It's actually very easy to mirror somebody without noticing that you're doing it. A prime example, have you ever seen somebody else kind of wipe something? You know, if you've been eating and you've got something left around your lips, for example, and they wipe something away from their lips, and then you do the same thing because you think they're trying to tell you that you've got something on your face. So you mirror their movements. It's a subconscious thing that's actually hardwired into our systems, along with a lot of animals, to mirror somebody else's movements. And it's actually hard to resist that. So even if you don't actively put your hand up, in your mind you're thinking, oh, is there something on my face? And you want to try and wipe it away. That's a mirroring movement, and it's actually hardwired into the neurons of your brain. I don't know if you knew that. So in essence, if you see somebody doing something, you want to do the same thing. And it could be something as simple as them wiping the top of their nose, for example, and you think, oh, there must be something on my nose. Let me wipe the top of my nose. You're mirroring movements. That's exactly what the secretary birds do. But they do it when they're grooming to try and bond. We do it because we're subconsciously self-conscious all the time, and because we like to mirror things. It's very hard to ignore. But it's actually quite an important part of the natural world. That's why allo grooming exists as well. When one animal grooms another, the other one tends to groom it back. Mirroring. That's how we bond. Fascinating. I'd love to see the secretary birds get up and fly off to start hunting, and then walking along, pouncing on things on the floor. Excellent hunters.
Attention all nature enthusiasts and budding safari rangers. Get ready for an epic showdown in the wild. From July 30th to August 1st, witness our skilled rangers competing head-to-head, racing to identify the most animal species. Only one will be crowned king or queen of the ranger race. Don't miss your chance to be part of this thrilling adventure. Jump on board and join the race.
Heart is pumping right now.
zebras. Come and join the secretary birds. We've got the black and grey, and then we've got the black and white. All of the monochromes. It's very exciting. So again, one of the wonderful things that we've got from sitting here, hoping an aardwolf is going to come out, looking at a meerkat burrow, spotting the secretary birds. Now we've got zebras and red hartebeest. The longer you sit at Amakala, the more you see. It's the most amazing thing to be able to have viewpoints. I think we underestimate the power of mountains and valleys, for game viewing in particular. It is just so good. A lot of places you go on safari are very flat. So no matter where you are, you don't really have much of a view beyond what you can see next to the road. The power of mountains and viewpoints never gets old. A very nice, unique chance to watch the natural world go by from a distance.
Now, we've just arrived here at Chukuru Dam, and moments ago, one of the, I'm not sure if he's a field guide or if he's a lodge staff, I'm not quite sure who the gentleman is, but he called and he said, is there anybody close to Chukuru Dam? And of course, I was close by. So I answered the radio, and I said, yes, we're close by. And he said that the lodge where he's at, the lodge staff have reported that wild dogs have just passed their lodge, which is not far from here, and they are coming solidly towards Chukuru Dam. Now, if it's the same pack that was seen in the west, I cannot believe the distance that has been traveled. So I think for the next half an hour, we are staying exactly where we are now. We're not moving, and we are hoping that the wild dogs are going to pop up here and maybe even drink water. That would be something to really top off the whole experience over the last 6 weeks, is to get some wild dogs drinking at Chukuru Dam, the dam that we've been spending countless hours at, forming lots of good memories together, myself and Mpho. But other than that, it's a really lovely dam, this, full of water, full of life. In the far distance, I think they're ring-necked doves. I can't quite see from here. I already see the African shelducks on nearby. There's also blacksmith lapwing. Every now and then osprey and African fish eagle. Crocodile is somewhere nearby. I don't know where, but I'll keep an eye for him. And grey herons come down here that we've seen. Egyptian geese. We've seen kudu elephants, impalas, buffalo. We've seen lots of wildlife here. Now, just that moment of anticipation. Will they come, will they not come? I've got a feeling that they're going to come. Just want to reach for my binoculars here. I think I've spotted the crocodile, actually. Yeah, that's him. No doubt. See this, what looks like a rock in the water, Mpho? Yeah, right in front here. See where I'm pointing at? No, you're looking far too far. Right here.
Yeah?
Yeah, right in there. Is that the crocodile? I think Mpho's going to need to zoom in there. Yeah, that's a crocodile, for sure. It's amazing. We've been sitting here for some time, just watching, looking, not realizing that staring us straight in our eyeballs is a crocodile. Is it a crocodile, Mpho?
Aye.
Is it too far for you to tell?
I think so.
I'm seeing the head and eyes and the tip of the nose. Nadine thinks it's a hippo. That would be cool to see here. Hippopotamus, for sure. I haven't seen hippo here yet. Could also be elephant dropping. That happens from time to time. The elephant droppings, they float on the water. It's funny when you see these elephant droppings floating in the water. But yeah, no, if I'm going to make a call here, I'm going to say that's definitely the crocodile. And all of you back home, this is where we need your assistance. Help us. I'm just going to wait for the movement, but in the meantime, I'm just going to do a rescan here. Just have a look in the bush. Oh, and Paul, have a look on that nest over there in the tree. Egyptian goose is back up there. It's not the third time. That's the third time I've seen this Egyptian goose up there. I think that they're going to nest up there, and they often do nest on other birds' nests. That looks like a red-billed buffalo weaver nest, and it's nesting on top. I've seen Egyptian goose or geese nesting in sociable weaver nests before, on top of hammerkop nests before, on top of eagle nests before. Yeah, and Cedric made a comment the other day, what dam in Africa doesn't have a pair, at least a pair of Egyptian geese? And I remember in one of the reserves that I worked at for a very long time though, but I remember going to the one dam in the south of the reserve, and I promise you, and I kid you not, there must have been over 100 Egyptian geese there. Alright, we're going to stick around and keep watching, and let's go and join Lauren in the meanwhile.
Okay, everyone, lots of technological issues this morning, but we do have a lion. I believe it is Mr. Mohawk Avoca. The impalas are losing their minds. What a morning. Chaos. Mohawk boy. I remember you from day one. Now there is a vehicle behind us, so I will try and do a bit of a leapfrog. Mohawk's on his own now. He was part of a coalition of three, the three Avocas, but sadly the two others have passed. Blondie and Darkmane. So he's on his own. Bit tricky here, but we just need to let the other vehicle also see. So here we go. There we go. Hey boy. Oh, you're still looking gorgeous. The Avocas are 10 years old. Born in 2013. Arrived in Juma 2018. It's remarkable. The hyenas, for any of you who were wondering, we followed them, and they actually went into Arethusa, which is a property to the west of us that we can't traverse. Let's keep going on. So we couldn't follow them, but my goodness, what a morning, honestly. What a morning. I'm gonna try and go round and get them. Bit of a secret pathway here that we can use. Just want to see his trajectory, and then we can sort of aim to... Can you see him, Owen? He's just sniffing away over there. Darkmane lover, you're saying, yay, Mr. Mohawk. And he is the lone Avoca, but he is so handsome, my goodness. It's good to see these boys, you know, especially when you develop a sort of relationship with the animals out here. It's nice to be able to catch up. And I know the view's not great, but we do have another vehicle here, and it's going to pop out on Buatella access. Let's go forward on. He's heading straight to Vortella access, which, I may add, is exactly where we had all the hyenas. You'll be able to see all their tracks. It's remarkable. If he goes this way, we're in trouble. Yeah, see him. You see how you got him? Ish, I can go forward. I've got a really nice gap here. How's that? He's really sniffing away here. He's coming this way. I don't know if he's eating something or sniffing something, but we're very close to our camp, actually. He's right on the heart of Juma. And I know he hangs a lot with these boys. I think Simon says you're asking about that. So I don't know where his boys are, I'm afraid. I don't have the answer. But he's definitely here alone. Oh, he looks a bit stiff. You can see he's an older lion. Mohawk was always the avoca that was a bit spicy. There we go. Okay, we now in a jam. Okay, I'll try and do a U-turn. Have you ever seen Austin Powers where he tries to reverse that car in a tiny little corridor? Have you seen it, Owen? Austin Powers. When he does that 1,000,000-point turn. That's sometimes what I feel like here. Ah, that wasn't bad. Wasn't too bad. Thank you. He's heading straight to quarantine. We actually probably should go around. Let's go round on. There's just cars everywhere.
Hi, my name is Claire. WildEarth has been part of this home for many years as it connects us to the bush and the culture that we love and miss so much. I became an explorer so that other people around the world can get to experience the African bush in this unique way as well. I am beyond excited that I was drawn to win the prize at Ambakala Game Reserve for 3 nights. It is truly a dream come true.
Sign up today and you could be the one experiencing it for yourself.
Alright, well, we are sitting here with a beautiful Nile monitor. But first of all, oh, nice that, well, it looks like there was Mohawk. That male line has moved on to Juma. Nice, I see that Laura made her way into that sighting. Wonderful. So, yes, good to have some tawny cats on a Wednesday. It is Wednesday today. Yeah, it is Wednesday today. That's correct. Thanks, Johan, for the thumbs up there. But how nice is this Nile monitor? Of course, just enjoying the early morning sun. And yeah, at Treehouse Dam, lying on top of this dead log that's fallen into the water. And of course, as you know, they are ectothermic, so meaning that they pretty much get their energy from the sun. So lying on the thing, sunning like that, heating up the body, very, very important. So once it heats up nicely, especially on a day like this, once this monitor heats up nicely, the blood is warmed up. Of course, then they'll dive into the water and start searching for something to feed on. So and there's quite a variety of things: little fish, tadpoles, frogs, little birds, eggs, little chicks. So yes, quite a variety of things. But for now, I think it's still busy warming up. It's almost like the early morning when your car is very cold. You know, back in the days before, you know, when you still had those chokes, we had to pull the chokes out and start the car and first let the car idle for at least a good 10-15 minutes to warm up the engine before you actually go off and head off to work. So it's the same thing as these Nile monitors. Same idea. So it's just warming up its engine. Well, clearly it's not choking on anything, but yeah. I think it's just watching. There's two hardy ibises that's just walking past. I think that's why the Nile monitor moved its head. As you can see, there's the ibises heading along the bank looking for little worms. Josh B. Yes, that is just chilling on a log. Indeed, Josh B. Thanks for joining us. Just chilling on the log. But yep, the ibises. How beautiful is that like kind of pinkish color that comes off their wings, off their feathers. Especially when you hit them and the sun is hitting it just right. Look at that. Aren't they pretty? I think they're stunning. And also with that red, like a little bit of a streak line on their beak. Yeah, people say they are quite irritating here in South Africa. Yes, you know, they make it quite a racket. But I was watching a program about a year ago called 50-50, and they were talking about the Hodida ibises and how important they are to the ecosystem and also the ecology of things, and where you'll find if you've got ibises on your lawn at your house, it's very important because they actually aerate the lawn. So of course with those long beaks, they'll push those long beaks in the lawn itself, and then of course they are trying to grab those worms out, or the earthworms, and while they're doing that, they're actually aerating the ground itself, the soil. So the grasses, everything grows so much easier, much better if you've got something like these ibises that's moving around. And there's perfectly built beaks to really dig into the ground, into those little holes. So sometimes you'll get like things like little bloodworms that hangs around underneath the soil around the water areas, and they'll pull those little bloodworms out. Catty, yes, are very beautiful until they start talking. I fully agree, Catty. They are beautiful until they start going ah ah. I think I hit my Adam's apple a little bit hard there. But yes, that's the noise they do make. Very irritating. Sometimes they can be sitting on the roof 2 o'clock in the morning. Next moment one rolls down the roof and the others all laugh, and they make that big noise at 2 o'clock in the morning, waking the neighbors up. If you've got kids at home, waking your kids up. Yep. But They are beautiful birds. Apparently we've our second director in Johannesburg, Lwazi. I've got a feeling, I think this is Lwazi's spirit animal. Yes, Lwazi, I'm sure this is your spirit animal. Lisa Kim, you're asking, do animals ever get bored like we do? Lisa Kim, no, I don't think they get bored. No, I don't think they have that kind of that boredom emotions to them. You know, I don't think it's like, oh, what am I going to do today? You know, there's nothing to do. No, I don't think that's. I think animals are very much kind of programmed to, you know, get their food, making sure that the youngsters are fed. The same as us, but I don't think there's ever that kind of moment where they're kind of like, oh, you know, now I'm bored, there's nothing else to do today. No, I don't think they can kind of, how can I say, get that emotions set into them. Maybe like mourning and all that, yes, that's a different story. But boredom, completely, I think, how can I say, past the animal's brain capacity of boredom. Johan, have you ever seen an animal bored?
My dog sometimes.
No, come on. You think they're bored, but I think they're all kind of happy. They might have a sulky face. But maybe they're sulking.
How much do you know about what it takes to become a safari guide? How much do you know about being a game ranger? In celebration of World Ranger Day, we are hosting a fireside chat. Come along for some interesting discussions with our naturalists and special guests. From game drives to bushwalks and everything in between, we're unpacking how to become a safari guide. WildEarth, it's in your nature.
To become a skilled safari guide, traversing the African bush and encountering wild animals up close. Whether you're a retiree, a recent graduate, or a professional seeking a change, the 55-day eco-training program is for you. This comprehensive course will provide you with an unparalleled opportunity to gain expertise in every aspect of the African bush. With the coaching of experienced training guides, you'll embark on an unforgettable adventure that will give you a deep understanding of wildlife, conservation, and African cultures. Over the course of the program, you'll learn essential skills such as animal tracking, bird identification, and bush survival techniques. But the benefits of this rigorous training go far beyond technical knowledge. You'll also form close bonds with fellow nature enthusiasts and conservationists from around the world, creating a global network of like-minded individuals. Your days will be filled with excitement and wonder as you observe animals in their natural habitats and explore the diverse landscapes of Africa. Return home with newfound knowledge, a qualification, unforgettable memories, and a sense of accomplishment that will last a lifetime.
Okay, no sign of wild dogs this morning yet, so I think after this this segment or this piece, we're definitely going to move on and see what's happening in the rest of the reserve. But it does make me think, where did they go? What did they do? It's possible many things happened. They could have changed direction, because wild dogs, one minute they can be running south, and then the next minute they're running directly north. So they can sometimes run backwards and forwards. Then also, if they're hunting and they manage to catch something, that's going to keep them occupied for however long. Now, many of you will know how efficient wild dogs are at hunting. And almost every time they go out on a hunting spree, they manage to eventually catch something. And it's amazing how active they are in terms of that. So sometimes, we're waiting for them at a certain place and they don't come. And the chances of them having made a kill and are eating on that kill is very possible. There's a giraffe coming by, looking for a nice place to drink. Make sure that there's no big crocodiles. Although, I don't know if a huge crocodile, like a 5-meter crocodile, has ever managed to pull in a giraffe. I don't know if that's ever happened. Wouldn't be surprised if it did. But yeah, for the most part, I would reckon a crocodile is not really going to manage to do anything to a giraffe. But like I say, there's always exceptions. Especially not this young crocodile. He's still a very young one. Probably only just a few years old. I can hear a pale chanting goshawk not too far away. And yeah, moments ago we also saw a Lana falcon fly over. They seem to fly over this dam quite a lot. I think they're very much attracted to the things like sandgrass and the ringneck doves that come by to drink here. And I think they hunt them. That giraffe being very cautious, as they normally are. Very cautious animals. Curious, but cautious. I think that's the word to describe them. Beautiful reflection, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one thing with giraffe when they come to water, is the beautiful reflections that they give. Yeah, so far we've actually got some really cool questions from some of you, and we are looking forward to hearing from some of you as well. So if you'd like to send us some questions, comments, please don't hesitate. It's always new room for new viewers. Don't be shy. You can go into the website and you can register and you can ask us questions. You can even ask Nadine questions. She's there in the mission control. She sometimes also gets questions. Nadine, what's your favorite animal? African animal, bushveld animal. Wow, that's cool. That's very cool. Nadine's favorite animal is a zebra in the African bushveld. And Paul, what is yours?
Lion,
Lion?
wild dog.
Wild dogs?
It's my next tattoo.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting to know. Paul says he's going to get some artwork done. Wild dog. Morgan, Mulholland, just had a honey badger. Okay, so Cedric has got something exciting he wants to show you. We're going to send you over to Juma.
Well, sitting here at the Treehouse Dam, I was just about to leave, and look what has just arrived for a drink. A big herd of Cape buffalo. Isn't this amazing? I'm so stoked now. We've got like a lion on the property, we've got buffalo. Oh, yes. And it's so nice seeing these big herds coming down to drink. And as you can see them, they're still coming down in their numbers. Yo, maybe like a good 100. Ah, alright, well, we're going to sit at the buffaloes. Let's go to Tess, she's got a lion.
Oh, I am so happy right now. You will hear the radio is on. But we've got the lioness, the big female with the collar, and she's busy hunting. You can see she's flattening herself down on top of the mountain. Beautiful sky in the background. I don't know what she's seen, we can't see. But she's very interested, and the male's about to blow her cover. Oh my goodness, really? He's out in the open walking straight up to her. She's going to get very upset if he ruins this hunt for her. He's not even interested in what's happening with the hunt. He's just walking straight up. What are you doing, boy? What are you doing? At least he's paused and he's looking around, but my goodness, he's going to ruin this for her. Oh, wow. He is magnificent. Best day ever. Best day ever. He is definitely about to ruin the sun. She's just on the other side of this road, crouching down in the grass. Oh, she's running at something, Morgan. There's too much happening. Kabuki, this is a wow moment. She's just run off into the thickets there after something. The male's at least paused. But luckily, she actually still managed to get quite close. I don't know if she got anything. Has she gone over the hill? Okay, so the male's paused. He's obviously noticed that she went running after something and realized, oh, I think I just walked into a hunt. If she had caught something, he would have been running straight towards her already. We're not going to move forward because we don't want to ruin any chances or interrupt anything. Okay, so he's just walking casually. I don't think she got anything. We'll see if she pops back up. Anne-Marie, it's always good to see the lions, especially this beautiful boy and the pretty collared girl that's so big. Ooh, he's gathering information. Look at him. My goodness. It's like he doesn't know if he wants to join in on the hunt or not. I think he already pretty much ruined her chances just walking straight up in the open while she was so beautifully stalked down, leopard crawling in the grass. Okay, he is walking on. Right, so we'll move forward shortly. We just want to give him a little bit of time because he's also flattening his head a bit. He's not in a stalk, but he is flattening his head a bit, so he's not trying to be that obvious, I suppose. Right, sitting down. Down. Cool. Let's move forward. Right, what a morning. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. Okay, let's see if we can catch up with them. Hopefully the lioness hasn't gone too far, but we'll send you over to Cedric with the buffaloes in the meantime.
Well, it is all happening here on a Wednesday morning. Tess with the lions, Lauren with the male lion, or with that male lion. And of course we've got this nice herd of Cape Buffalo. That's just, most of them have had a drink now, yeah, at the Treehouse Dam. And now they are moving east. Now apparently I just heard on the comms now with the Game Drive channel that Mohawk is heading still in the easterly direction. Gallego Pan maybe will end up at Gowrie Dam. And where these buffaloes are going from here, the way they're going northeast, and they might even end up at Gowrie Dam as well. Sorry Nadine, you say Lauren is now, right now. Sorry, sorry, I missed it. Broke up, the comms broke up there. Okay, so Lauren's still with him, yeah. So we get to follow these buffaloes. So you never know, maybe because a bit of cloud has come in, it feels like the temperature has just dropped a little bit. And I think, that might be a good thing. Maybe this afternoon we get old Mohawk on a buffalo kill. But we shall follow up this afternoon on that for sure. They're a bit far apart for now, but I'm trying to see how this whole thing is going to be playing out. Waikisha Buffalo Pool Party. Yes, indeed. Oh, look at these two big boys coming to the left here. Yes, Waikisha Buffalo Pool Party, Treehouse Dam. I don't know why BK says it's a dam of nothing. BK, if you are watching or wherever you are watching, once again, I've got buffaloes at the dam. Well, not just buffaloes, I've always had something at this dam. So yes, but look at these two. Or it looks like it's a female on the right and a male on the left. You can just see the difference with the horns. The female's horns, she doesn't have that big thick boss on top of her head, where the male's got that thick boss, very thick horns on top. And there's another male now this behind, and he also wants to come in for a drink, but looks like he's taking interest in the female. No, that other one, Gian. Yeah, there you go. It looks like he was maybe just sniffing, just testing her, see if she's in heat or anything. No, it looks like he's not too interested there now.
Do you sometimes imagine what WildEarth would be like without adverts? A chance to properly immerse yourself in nature without any interruptions. Sign up to be an explorer for a small monthly fee and you can truly escape into the wilderness. Ad-free viewing is now available on our app as well as on our website. WildEarth, it's in your nature.
Yeah, it looks like they're still moving east, still heading towards a road called Taxon's Road. Oh, look at all those oxpeckers on their back. Yeah, there was like about, he's got about 20 oxpeckers on the back. Ah, definitely a wild earth Wednesday. Definitely, Anne-Marie. Oh, but look at all those oxpeckers. Like the whole family. Of course, those oxpeckers, the red-billed oxpeckers, those birds, they are the ones that will pretty much clean all the little parasites off the buffalo. Is there any like red-billed there? Did I see red-billed? Or is it just yellow-billed? It's all red-billed. All red-billed oxpeckers. No, when you see these buffalo herds, sometimes you'll get to see the yellow-billed oxpeckers as well in the area.
Okay, so we figured out what is happening. The lions are looping around to the other side of those thickets because there's a whole group of ostriches that are they're hunting ostriches. Can you see the heads? The ostriches haven't figured it out yet, but they're in big trouble. Big trouble. I don't know what's going to happen. This could get really interesting really quickly, or it could take 3 hours to get interesting. I don't know. But the lioness is on the move, and the male is following. And they've headed behind those thickets. So my guess is they're going to be coming down towards those ostriches from the other side. Oh, things are getting interesting. Ooh, have they picked up on something? Are they getting nervous? Darcy Miller, I know you wanted to see ostriches. Maybe not in this circumstance, but at least you're seeing some ostriches, I suppose. And Nadine, you're asking in my ear if I've ever seen ostriches being hunted by lions before. No, I haven't. I've seen the cheetahs hunt ostriches, not successfully, but chase them. I've never ever seen lions make a kill or even try on ostriches. Oh, you have? Wow, so Morgan's seen this exact same male lion eating an ostrich before. This is interesting. So they clearly know what they're doing. I mean, the cheetahs take down ostriches regularly, so for the lions it must be quite a bit easier. Fascinating. Elizabeth, if only we could tell the ostriches, run, there's lions coming for you. But I suppose the good thing though is, you know, even if we don't interfere, the ostriches are out in the open. I don't know how much brush there is in between them and where the thickets are, where the lions disappeared, but I feel like there's enough open space, if that makes sense, that they should see the lions coming, hopefully by then, and run. Ostriches are pretty dangerous, they're pretty fast. I feel like they could possibly get away. There isn't a road on the other side, so we can't go around and look, unfortunately. But if we're patient, we might see them coming out. This is very true, Nadine. So they haven't managed to get away from the cheetahs altogether that well. We've seen 2 ostrich kills by the 3 male cheetahs in the last while. But the areas where the ostriches were killed were actually really thick. So I think the ostriches were in amongst the thickets and the cheetahs managed to get really close. It's a little different here because you can see how open it is where the ostriches are standing. So where they are in comparison to where the lions are, there's a probably 70-meter stretch of open grassland without any thickets to the left of the ostriches. And that distance for a lion to cover is going to be quite a long distance if they're in clear view to try and sneak up on the ostriches. I don't think they'd be able to sneak all the way up. I mean, they might be able to, but I think it's unlikely. The ostriches are all staring. I think they've picked up on the movement. I really think they have. Darcy Miller, you're telling the handsome boy to leave the ostriches alone. I totally get it. Yep. We don't really want all these ostriches to be in danger. But at the same time, they look like they feel like something's up, if you know what I mean. They're suspicious. I think they're going to spot the lions coming, particularly with Handsome Boy, because, I mean, his mane is huge. He's very hard to hide. Maybe they'll spot him coming a bit earlier. But we're going to stick around and see what happens, try and get a slightly better view, and we'll send you over to Lawrence, see what's happening in Djuma.
Well, look who we managed to catch up with. Oh. He's decided that he's missioned enough. He came from Arathusa. It was Arathusa, and wasn't it? Not Simbambili. He came from the west. And he's walked all the way to pretty much Gowrie Dam. We're at that main water body that we always visit, but he's just tucked in the drainage line. You wouldn't sort of be able to see it from... I actually can see the dam cam. Huh. But you guys wouldn't be able to see him. And he's obviously just taken a big rest. It was nice doing the safari the other day, the live look backs, because I was able to see the sighting where I first met Mohawk. And I first saw the avokas. And they were just scrawny little things with manes that were not full. And it's amazing how they transformed. And of course there is only one remaining, but still. You did it, guys. Cringe. To be honest, the way they name lions is always sort of there's always a blondie, there's always a dark mane. Look at the Mahiwas down in Madikwe. Dark mane, blondie. There's always something to do with their features. And when Mohawk first arrived, he was quite bald on the top, and he just had this really prominent mohawk. We already had a dark mane, already had a blondie. Some people called orange eye. But his mane was such that it wasn't fully grown. And it was always like he had a receding hairline. You can kind of see, actually, where it's bald, and then he just had this really prominent mohawk, and that's where the name came from. So the coalitions get names. The Avokas, the Mahiwas, the Birmingham Boys, the Black Dam Males. But it is quite rare for the individuals to get proper names. Normally they just get nicknames to do with their features. Just so that you can identify between the individuals. Mohawk was just always a feisty one. He was very feisty, and he knows he's on his own now in terms of his coalition mates. He will be more than aware that they are gone. And obviously he's hanging around with his sons a lot. Wise old face. Look at that face. Look at all the scarring around the nose, around the eyes. Laura Cam, absolutely stunning. You can just see that he's been through it, just like Corky. I have so much to unpack with the hyenas as well, not to change topic, but we don't know what's going on with the hyenas. Yes, we can speculate, we can guess, absolutely. That's where healthy discussions come in. But I feel that something is shifting that I think we need to spend more time with them. It'd be nice if we had more hawk around for a few days.
Those sounds just go straight through you.
Okay, so we've managed to change our position a little bit. Again, you will hear the game drive radio in the background. We're just waiting for people to come and join us in the sighting, so we can't turn it off. We'll turn it further down. But we've changed our position and we can see the ostriches from a different angle now. We're further to the right from where we were earlier. And plot twist, there are bushes we could not see because we were lower down. Now that we're higher up, they are actually very close to some thickets. But now, if the lions come from those thickets, they are directly upwind from the ostriches, which means the ostriches should be able to smell them, at least. I don't know how good an ostrich's sense of smell is. Their eyesight and hearing is definitely better, but the lions might still try. Now, there was a comment from Heidi that came in to say that you saw a lioness trying to hunt an ostrich, but the lioness did not stand a chance. The ostriches were way faster. Absolutely. So that's what I was talking about earlier with the clearing. If they were coming from the one thicket and there's a 70-meter open stretch, there is no way the lions are going to catch up because the ostriches are going to spot them first and run. But for now, it seems like the ostriches are still suspicious, but in the overall sense, a little bit none the wiser because they haven't moved anyway. So I feel like the lioness still has a chance, especially if she uses those thickets that are just behind them. She might get close enough to surprise them. Josh B, yes, ostriches are incredibly fast. Lionesses, if they use a burst of speed, will be really fast. So lionesses at a burst of speed can probably get to, she's a big lioness, so she'll be a little bit slower. But a decent lioness that's really fit can probably get to between 75 and 80 kilometers per hour at an absolute sprint. But bear in mind, this is going to be a short distance sprint. So this is not going to be something she can hold up for 70 meters. It's going to be a 5, 10, 20 meter dash for the lioness. But for the ostriches, at least, they can keep up a speed for a really, really long stretch of time. They're much fitter, and they can actually get to about 70 kilometers per hour, so even faster than 60 kilometers per hour. They can hold that for a lot longer, where a lioness, if she's running, her jog she can hold for quite a while. That would probably be around 60 to 70 kilometers per hour. But if she's bursting with speed, she'd probably get up to almost 80 kilometers per hour. They're actually quite fast. But she can't hold it for a long distance, so the ostriches are going to have the advantage of stamina. They are looking so suspicious. They're not feeding. They're still standing around looking, so they know something's up. They just haven't figured out where it's coming from yet. Margie, I suppose, yes, ostriches could, in theory, team a lion hunt, but I feel like they're much more inclined to just run. But they mustn't be discounted in terms of how dangerous they can be, because an ostrich's kick, if it's well placed, can kill another animal. It can kill a human. So if they do feel threatened enough at close range, instead of running, they might try and kick. But I suppose first prize would be running. But all of them together, if they were kicking at the lions, that might be a thing. I know pairs of ostriches are quite protective of chicks. They might kick together to destroy a hunt. But I don't know about a group like this. This looks like a big family group. If they were all to kick, I'm pretty sure they'd be able to kick a lion right out of the picture. I like the fact that they're grouping together. Oh, don't start grooming. Distracted now. That's a bad idea. Oh, movement. Okay. Very relaxed movement though. They're not running. They're just walking slowly and suspiciously. I wish I could see where the lions are. I've never seen a lion-ostrich hunt play out. Now we know that lions take patience to the next level. A lion hunt can be anywhere from 10 seconds to 10 hours, depending on the patience level. Martin, ostriches are different colours because they serve different purposes within the family group. So males are going to be dark. They're going to be black with very clear white, so it's a nice zebra kind of colour, that monochrome black and white, where the females, which is majority of what you can see here, I think there is one male in the group, the females are this nice dull greying colour, and then you can see a little bit of white trim on the what used to be flight feathers. Those are no longer flight feathers though, under the wing. Now the reason for that is because they serve different purposes in the breeding process. The males want to be bright because they want to impress the females, for one. They want to be bright and colourful. And number two, they're the ones that sit on the eggs at night. So they want to be dark enough to blend in. You'll hear there's another vehicle joining us. The males want to be able to blend in when they're sitting on the eggs at night so that they're not very obvious. So the dark feathers really help them camouflage at night, where the females will take over incubating the eggs during the day, and so they need to be a more sandy colour to blend in with the soil, with the grasses, with the vegetation during the day when animals can see colours. So that's the main reason for the difference, the different times of incubating eggs. But at the same time, males, particularly in bird species, tend to be a lot brighter because that's how they impress the females. It's also how they intimidate each other. And then, of course, if you want to add the bright colours when it comes to breeding season, male ostriches will also develop a bright pink to red colour on the front of their shins and on their beak to try and, add a little bit of sass to the equation. It's quite nice. They're very pretty. This looks like majority female ostriches, but they don't look massive. I wonder if this is a young family group maybe? Because normally when you see groups of ostriches together, it's ostriches that are almost ready to become independent. Males can have multiple females that they keep around them, but it's usually about 3 females, not really 5. So at least 2 of them are still looking to the left. I feel like they know there's something coming, but I wish we could see where the lions are. Hopefully we get a glimpse. But anyway, we're going to send you back over to Djuma, to where Mohawk, the male lion, is, and we'll keep trying to find ours on the side.
Our lion here is definitely visible and definitely snoozing. Now, it's hard to obviously talk about a lion's body, but if you look at his physique, especially his rear end, his hind legs, he's still got a lot of muscle there. You can see he's an older lion, but he's still in good condition. He's a bit empty-bellied, to be honest. And you can see a little bit of loose skin, of course, naturally, as anyone gets older, we get a bit saggy. But he's still in great condition. And when I was here in February for a really brief stint, I didn't see the Avocas. Any of them, I think. I actually can't remember if Dark Mane and Blondie were around then, sorry, but lion dynamics are definitely interesting. I asked Cedric what's happening with the lion dynamics, and he said, ooh, it's interesting. Because there seems to be a lot of nomads, a lot of wanderers just roaming around. And then, of course, you've got this incoming force of the black dam nails, who seem to also be covering quite a bit of ground. But you know, Mohawk here, if he does stick with his sons and he does stick with the females, he'll be absolutely fine. In Madikwe, you normally see the Mahiwas, the dark mane and the blonde mane. Their father is also around. We actually had him on a sighting on a giraffe carcass, and he is still absolutely fine. He hangs around a lot on his own, but he also hangs around a lot with younger males. He's been sort of protected by those younger males, and as long as he still gets food, he's absolutely fine. He may not be able to successfully take on a challenge if another coalition tried to challenge him, and I'm sure he's a lot older than tame. He's in his teens, if I'm not mistaken. We actually sat at Galago Pan waiting for Mohawk, and he popped out. It was so beautiful. But he didn't drink. He just walked right past the pan. Ellie Lover absolutely must have a lot of stories. I was sitting thinking that with Corky the other day, and I'm sitting thinking of it now. Imagine. Oh, that was a big sigh. Imagine the tales he has to tell. And when you come to the Sabi Sands, depending on what road you take, you actually drive past Avoca. It's a property. And that's the property these boys came from. It's quite a nice word, Avoca. I don't know if it's because I love avocados so much, but anyway, I like it. I'm sitting wondering where Cedric is with the buffalo. It's been chaos this morning. The radio's not working and technical difficulties, but I think we've done our best with what we could. Managed to have Djuma clan, Mohawk, and some buffalo. I think that's pretty good. Oh! Cedric said they are at Treehouse Dam, but it looks like they're moving towards Gallery Dam. Guess where we are, everyone? Gallery Dam. Just... Oh, and you might actually be able to see the dam cam, just in that gap here. Or maybe it's here. I can see it. No, go to the left. There you go. That's the tree where the dam cam is. If that means anything to any of you, but I guess what I'm trying to say is we're very close to the dam that is called Gowrie Dam. on the western side of it, northwest. But this is a busy sighting. We may not stay forever with Mohawk. I think it's been very quiet in this area recently. And therefore, now that some animals have been found, everyone wants to see them. But Donna, absolutely. It's a shame we're looking at his rear end and not his face, but he was sitting up when we first arrived, and he is a beautiful sleepy kitty. I need to go back, have some breakfast, and then try to unpack what I saw this morning with all the hyenas. It really has been quite the morning.
Do you love relaxing at a waterhole with the sights and sounds of Africa all around you? Well, we have some really exciting news for you. From August 1st, Africam is joining forces with WildEarth to bring the majesty of Africa right into your living room with 9 incredible new waterhole cameras from across South Africa and Kenya. Get ready to embark on a new journey. This is Live at the Waterhole.
So down at Amakala, it seems like the ostriches are still not moving. I don't know why, but they've decided to play with their lives this morning. Now, in all seriousness, something should have tipped them off by now that there's lionesses or a lioness and a lion stalking them. But for whatever reason, they're still carrying on as though it's totally a normal day. So they've missed the signs. I am now adamant they've completely missed the signs. They have no idea. Despite the fact that the wind is blowing the lionesses scent straight towards them, they're just carrying on like it's a normal day. Now it seems like the lioness is taking advantage of the thickets. She's somewhere behind the thickets to the left of them. The male lion's still, I think, lagging behind a bit, leaving her to do the initial stalk. And with the ostriches moving, what I'm hoping is, since they're just moving off very casually at a not so urgent pace, that this might draw the lioness out. This is a very strange situation. I was not expecting this morning. Oof. So if they've relaxed enough that they're starting to feed, this is actually exactly what the lioness is going to be hoping for. I'm glad I'm not the only one that can't get my words out this morning, Nadine. Thank you, Nadine. Much better. Vaughan, yes, it seems like Bush KFC is on the menu for the Lions. It's going to be an interesting one. Hopefully they get it right. I mean, they've taken their time, and this is, I was actually just laughing, saying this is why the right place at the right time is actually quite hard to achieve, because we're in the middle of lions stalking ostriches, but they take so long to actually get there because they don't want to miss the opportunity, they don't want to mess it up. So they take time, and they're careful, and they're calculated, and they're amazing. But it can literally take hours for them to get close enough where they feel this is the chance, we're going to run and see if we can get them. So even if you're in the right situation, I mean, if we drove past now, we would just see ostriches. We'd have no idea the lions were even here. But knowing that the lions are here, we could sit here for hours and still not get a kill, because the lions might mess it up, they might get bored and give up, or they might sit it out for so long that we physically can't actually stay. As is, we've been lucky enough to stay here for a while. And so it's literally just a matter of patience, pants at this point. But I'm hoping that the lions get themselves some bush KFC. For the lions it would be good, for the ostriches not a very good day, but such is the way of the wild. I mean, everybody's getting distracted now. They're all starting to groom, they're starting to feed. Ugh. I would be creeping up right now if I was that lioness. Kabuki, it has been a very interesting and exciting morning. Mohawk with buffaloes, the lions of Amakala with ostriches, secretary birds. My goodness, you've done well. Right, so if the ostriches keep going that way, we actually won't be able to see them anymore, because they're going over the top of the mountain now, down to the other side. There is no road on the other side that we can take where we would still be able to see them. The next road up is quite far. So we'll wait it out as long as we can, but if they disappear, we're going to be watching a whole bunch of nothing, because the lions are going to follow, which means we won't see the lions either. Unless the lions decide to give up and come back, which would be fine for us, but not so fine for them if they're wanting breakfast. The weather has changed quite drastically. We started off very cold this morning, again below zero overnight. A little bit of ice everywhere. It started off really nice and sunny, and all of a sudden there's these huge dark clouds coming in. We are expecting heavy, heavy, heavy rain later today, right the way through to tomorrow sometime. And it's going to be a proper downpour as well. It's not going to be the light rain that we're used to. Today is expected to be a heavy downpour. So it's the perfect opportunity these lions should be hunting. This is exactly right. Now, if these ostriches had been something like impalas or red hartebeest or even wildebeest, something would have told them by now that something's not right, I would think. But the ostriches, I mean, I don't want to be rude, but they are not the most intelligent creatures. And in comparison, which is a comparison we can make, in comparison between the largest bird and something like an impala, which is a mammal, which has a very high functioning brain, it is going to be a little bit different. So I'm hoping that the ostriches catch a wake up and decide to leave, but for the lions, I'm hoping they get some breakfast. Well, we're going to kind of stick around a little bit longer and just see if the ostriches disappear, and we'll send you over to Juma, I think.
Thank you, Ostrich. Thank you, Ostrich. Thank you, Tess. Nice to have that ostrich there. Oh my God. Yeah. We got a young buffalo. We're still sitting with these Cape buffaloes. So, as you can see, a female here with a youngster. The young one is just moving along. Oh, is it a female? No, that's a male. Let's see. Yeah, that's a male. That's just behind that young one. I think the female might just be in front. Of course, the young calf won't stray too far away from mom. You can see the female here in front of us. And there's the... And feeding on a nice lot of young shoots coming up now, as you can see. Oh, my head is in the way, sorry. A lot of little young shoots that's coming up now, so these buffaloes are absolutely enjoying it because we had the rains about a week and a half ago. So of course, due to that bit of rain that we had now, it's just really encouraged these little grasses to start springing to life again, and of course the buffaloes are having a field day grazing on it. Oh, I can see the... Hey, but you see... So what the little one was eating there was actually feeding on a black stick lily leaves. So yeah, the black stick lily leaves in its mouth there. So that's also quite palatable for the buffaloes. Yes, young male. And a nice young boy there. Huh. 354. You just found WildEarth and it's exciting. Well, welcome 354. Oh, look at that big male at the background. Yes, 354. Just stay tuned. Switch on every afternoon, every morning and every afternoon, and we will bring you all these amazing African animals to your screen. And please send in us some questions and comments. 354. If you want to know something about what we're looking at, let us know. Send it through. Make sure that you do register. If you are watching on the WildEarth app or the website, then just make sure that you do register so you can send those questions and comments through. Or even a suggestion. We've got some, of course, the rest of the herd is pushed through already, so we've still got some straddlers here. So, of course, more of the older males. Well, there's a young male there as well, but there's some big boys here. A nice old male to the left, a younger male to the right. And usually you'll find the ones that's really lagging behind the rest of the herd is usually the old boys, just keeping guard. I hear a squirrel going crazy where we had Columba's tracks. But yeah, it's fine, we'll go and look there just now. But look at that, even the little oxpeckers, well, it was catching a lift there.
Not everyone gets excited to hear a leopard chuff, spot a pangolin, or see a real impala rat. But if you are wild about the wild, you can become part of a community of like-minded nature lovers and share authentic wildlife experiences with the world. Join the Explorers Club and you will also enjoy the many benefits that come with it too. WildEarth Explorers, it's in your nature.
a professional field guide in the African bush? Eco Training's Professional Field Guide course can make that dream a reality. This comprehensive program comprises approximately 5 months of theoretical and practical training in the African bush, with highly qualified instructors where participants will complete various certificate courses. You'll learn essential skills such as animal behavior, tracking and identification, as well as gaining in-depth knowledge of the African bush and its ecosystems, all while living in a real-life safari camp. But the learning doesn't stop there. Following the theoretical and practical training, students will embark on a placement program period of 5 to 6 months. During this time, you'll work alongside professional staff and management at a property, putting your newly acquired skills into practice and gaining substantial practical experience. You'll be fully prepared for a fulfilling and rewarding career as a professional field guide. Enroll today, locally or internationally. Take the first step towards your dream bushveld job today.
We came round to the dam, and amazingly enough, just behind those impala, Mohawk is sleeping. He's definitely in a deep sleep, but that's sort of the area he's in. But I did want to point something else out to you, just in front of us. We do have sort of what looks like a greenish, doesn't even look like sludge actually, it looks like someone's put dye in the water. And this is most likely a planktonic algae outbreak. And it's turning the dam green. It's quite a bright green. It's not a dull looking colour. And planktonic algae is different from filamentous algae. And the most important difference, I'm not going to go into the technicalities of algae, most people don't enjoy that, but planktonic algae has the ability to actually lay dormant and then just appear overnight, whereas filamentous sort of creeps up over time. Feels totally different, looks totally different. But this could be a type of blue-green algae. I don't know if it is, but if it is, that can be quite concerning. Blue-green algae is actually made up of cyanobacteria, so it's not really algae at all. And it can be an infestation, if you like, because what cyanobacteria does is eat up all the oxygen, steal all the oxygen, and steal all the nutrients, which takes it away from all the creatures that are relying on this water body, the fish and all the animals that are living inside. So it can be quite dangerous for aquatic ecosystems. But we were here yesterday looking at the monitor lizard. We have one left, not the one that has the damaged tail. And this wasn't here. So this is what makes me think that it's been lying dormant and it has just appeared. And therefore it is a planktonic algae and not a filamentous algae. As to say if it is blue-green algae, aka cyanobacteria, I'm not sure, but it definitely looks like it. So in this part of the dam, this could become temporarily hypoxic, which means reduced of oxygen. So we'll need to keep an eye on this for sure. But enough about algae already. Andrew's got some lions.
Wow, Nadine, Lauren, brilliant timing. Just as you came to me, they have revealed themselves out the bush. Now, keep your eyes peeled. Look what you're going to see next. Hello. Hey, guys. You can actually see the young male is right at the back of the line here. So it's 2 young females and 1 young male. And you can actually see that young male that's in the middle now. He's actually got a much thicker neck and a bit more of a broader skull compared to the other 2. So I think we can presume 1 male, 2 females. Mpo, re-angle? Yeah. I can just read Mpo's body reactions now. He doesn't have to tell me, I know. So here we go. Okay, I think Mpo, let me do it like this. It's going to be a bit difficult, but it might be quick. She's going into the drainage line. There they are. Okay, last but not least, sorry, sorry, Paul, last one is just crossed. I ran with speed and sort of tumbled down the hill. Tumbling up the hill now. How's your view there, Paul? Okay, there's the adult lioness. Oh, Laura Moore, thank you. Cute, definitely. I think today's been quite an accomplishment through the different locations. I think Nadine said that we've seen lions in all the locations this morning. Oh, that is a feat in itself and a very special thing to remember. Now remember, we are here at the Eastern Airstrip, okay? So there are things like terminal buildings and so on, so you might see some buildings. Please forgive us on that. Paul?
Reposition.
Copy that. All right, so cool. This is so cool. All right, just bear with me one sec. I'm just gonna drive around quick. Oh, beautiful, man. Ex-Ranger, thanks for that. Thanks for that. Ex-Ranger? Tell us more about that. Were you a guide once upon a time? Oh, I'd love to know more. Okay, Paul, how would you like me? Should I go a little bit ahead? Go park over there?
No, let's park here.
Here. With this angle here? Okay, sure. Stations, yeah, the Masadi Tower with Bana are mobile directly north away from the terminal building now on the Eastern Airstrip. Right, just updates on the radio to the rest of the people that might be interested. Here they come. Oh my gosh, this is just great. And you won't believe it, the airplane is just behind us. Can you imagine? Imagine you're about to get off the airplane right now. Doom, and there's lions with cubs walking by. My goodness. How cool is this sighting? So we're probably going to watch them disappear into this thicket. We won't be able to off-road because, yeah, they're young cubs. We don't want to scare them. Look at her beautiful face. A little bit of blood on there. Did you see that? Leopard lover, that's a nice comment. Thank you. We're both having our times of our lives. I think all of us are. And you know, whenever you do live things, you know, you are going to have a lot of unforeseen circumstances and challenges. Some of those challenges, some of you will never know anything about. So yeah, this morning it seemed like it was a few challenges that we started off with. But as you can see, with professional naturalists, you make a comeback. You always do. You see what I mean? And when you have moments like this, it makes all the crash cuts worth it. It makes all of the situations where you can't communicate with the naturalists on the field all worth it, because we have moments like this that we've strived so hard for. And yeah, in all honesty, sitting here watching this lioness walk away with her 3 young ones, knowing that, yeah, our last few moments here at Madikwe Game Reserve, and although I will be with you half doing the naturalist work and then half doing eco training work, I'm still feeling a little bit emotional that these are my sort of the last final moments being with WildEarth as such. But as I mentioned, I will see you again.
Did you know that the WildEarth team makes weekly behind the safari content? Would you like to get to know the WildEarth family better? See how we live.
This is Igor's bedroom.
Learn about our production process. And see the antics that happen off camera. Sign up to be an explorer and you will get access to all this content and more.
got some impalas on that side. Let's go look at the impalas for the last few minutes. Maybe Lorenzo will also head into that area where there's going to be something like that. So, I don't know. Let's go and see. That's Lauren, of course. Sorry, I'll call her Lorenzo. Lorenzo, she's made a mark. Lorenzo marks. Anyway. Anywho. Sorry, Nadine, did you say something about the weather? Oh, sorry, everybody has a name. Okay, sorry, I thought you were saying something about the weather. Yes, everybody. Yes. Oh, but look at these little ones.
Okay, that lioness with her cubs, she went into that block just north of where we were. So yeah, as we said we wouldn't, we're not going to off-road after them. And so we've left them to go and do what they want to do. It seemed like that lioness had blood on her face, so I'm sure that there's a kill somewhere. So hopefully she's going to the kill now, and maybe she'll still be in the area. But why not look at a sounder of warthogs while we're here as well? I don't know if these warthogs even have a clue what just happened now. That lioness walked not even 80 meters from these warthog. And why didn't she go for them? Because she's walking in an open environment with her cubs. If those warthogs go for her cubs, they will kill the cubs one time. There's nothing a lion cub can do to defend itself against warthog. Nothing. So very smart mom, lead them out the area and get them to safety. Now don't get me wrong, warthogs are not going to actively just go for lion cubs to kill them. They don't do that. But if they're walking in an environment and they see a lioness trying to hunt them, and then they run, and by chance they run towards the cubs and they see the cubs, they'll probably ram them. Bah! Don't want that. Beautiful, look at them. Hey, you can actually see this one that's turning towards us. You can see those white whiskers. I love them. They actually represent tusks, but it's white hair. So when they're young and their tusks are still growing, they are very vulnerable. They don't have tusks. They don't have any sharp weapons. So over a period of time, their bodies have evolved to producing what looks like tusks. They're called tushes. White hairs that are very obvious. And predators, they might see that and reckon, no, those are big tusks. I'm not going to take a chance, and leave it. Or become afraid, giving a chance for that warthog to either run back to the burrow or run into the bush. It may just create a moment of confusion, which literally can be the difference between you making it to that burrow or not. Very interesting adaptation, isn't it? They are busy, all of them with their heads to the ground, not even realizing that a lioness walked past here not even 5 minutes ago. Oh, that's very kind, Shame. Nadine just spoke to me now in my earpiece saying that a lot of comments are coming through that many of you are going to miss me and you enjoyed having the safaris with me. It's been an absolute blast. Wow. This has been such a growing experience for myself. I have truly learned so much about myself. And because of that, I've grown. And nobody will ever be able to take that away from me. But like I said, I will be half with WildEarth, half with eco training. So you'll see me. You'll definitely see me. Maybe not as much, but you'll see me. Okay, warthogs now are slowly disappearing behind that bush. I think we'll just stick it out over here, see if they come on the other side. Elsa, you're most welcome. Very, very much you're welcome. It's always a pleasure to do this with all of you. Remember, there's something, no matter where you're from, no matter what your religion or your race or your anything, we all share one thing in common. And what's that? Nature. So we are all linked and binded at the end of the day. So I really, really, really like that. Yeah, these warthogs, they don't seem to want to be seen at the moment. And Paul, should I go forward a little bit? I'll be able to manage it. There we go. Just gonna go a little bit forward there, just so you can have your last little look at our friends, the warthogs. There we go. Yeah, good morning it was. And yeah, just want to say well done to all the naturalists. Well done for finding all the things that you managed to find this morning. And overall, it's been such a lovely safari. Brilliant stuff. Don't forget now, we will be out this afternoon. And so you'll see us, yeah, it's going to be 2:30 Central African time. Don't forget that. But until then, I hope you all enjoyed your safari out here in the wilderness with us. I hope you had some good sightings. And more importantly, I hope you all have a wonderful day. See you later. Cheers.